Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode. I'm really grateful to be bringing this deep dive forward today. This this conversation is so nourishing, is so multidimensional, and truly medicine for the soul. It's just very powerful, and I'm really excited to share it with you. You will understand exactly why when you start receiving it fully. Um, Before we dive into today's episode, I wanted to share a few reminders with you. This episode is dropping on in the middle of December 2025, and I am enrolling my high proximity long-term clients for 2026. If you are seeking a mentor, if you want to join New Earth Elite, if you are looking for healing, knowledge, and skill, if you are focusing on health, wealth, happiness, and freedom, both in the 3D plane and the quantum plane, as we accelerate into the energy of 2026, apply through the link in the show notes. Like, this energy is faded. You're going to hear a lot more about it in this episode. This timing is faded, this energy is faded, and right now is when all leaders, all like the people that I work with, it's top down ripple effect, right? You're leaders. You're probably the person that is, most rooms you walk in, you're the most powerful. Most rooms you walk in, you're the highest earner. Most rooms you walk in, you're inspiring everybody around you. I am here to activate you into your next level of your potential and your love and your healing and your power and all of this so you can steward your gifts, so you can build your dreams and make an impact, truly birthing a better world. So if this is you, if you are this crazy unicorn, this insane inventor, if you are this unhinged maverick, if you are spiritual royalty, if you are claiming 2026 as your most potent, powerful year of transformation and exponential growth yet, high proximity one-on-one Lux mentorship is for you. The link is in the show notes to apply. So you can do one-on-one Lux. You can join my mystery school. Um, just fill out the application and I will be in touch. Lots of other goodies like the Paris retreat in February. Um, just so much magic ahead of us. And I'm really, really excited to be going really deep with a few key people in high proximity in 2026. So fill out the application in the show notes if this is you. The other reminder is that the 2026 calibration officially has the first call on 12/12 on the portal. So if you are interested in calibrating to this frequency, this energy in this immersion, the link to sign up is in the show notes. I thank Creator every single day for you, for me, for all of us, for this channel. Um, I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve. And if you decide to apply and get in this world, become New Earth Elite, and lock arms with me as my client in 2026, literally the sky is not even the limit on what we will create together. So, links to everything are in the show notes. Go do that right now. Press pause if you're getting the call, fill it out, and then come back. And with that, without further ado, please enjoy this gorgeous, gorgeous episode with Celia and I. Cheers. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. I am so grateful and excited to share today's transmission because I get to invite an amazing colleague, like star sister, just weaver in this earthly and quantum plane, Cecilia, to the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much, my love. I'm really happy to be here. excited to spread the magic together. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm always so excited to extend a projector invitation. As a projector myself, I'm like, oh, I can send an official invite. I love this so much.
I know, yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. Well, for everybody listening, just the reason why I wanted to bring her on the podcast is because every single thing she shared, I'm like, yes, yes, me too. Uh-huh, it's clicking. And then like all the synchronicities, we're in the same mastermind, which is also led by a projector. And it's all about New Earth consciousness, which you know, if you've been a long time listener, that's what we do here. This movement is New Earth Elite. So it's the souls that are mastering the skill sets, rising above, like totally this transcendent way of existing as bridges between earth and sky to not have dreams to manifest them. It's really having the mastery of 5D to 3D. And the amount of synchronicities, even like you'll get a kick out of this. You posted some video and photo of you and your dance group, and it was in these like dark magenta, like divine feminine, like two-piece sets basically. And I literally, the day before you posted that, I had a two-piece set like that delivered, like
Wow.
same exact color. I was like, oh my
I love it when you see that magic coming through.
yeah, and it's just such, I think a lot of people are wondering, like, which way am I supposed to be going in life? And, like, what does it mean? And it's like, if you just follow that, like, it gets to be that simple. It gets to be that joyful. And I'm like, oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm like, she has got to come on the podcast because just everything Spirit is saying yes. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I love that. And here we are. So amazing.
And here we are. So let's just open the space. Everybody tuning in. This is not your average podcast. This is a transmission that can and will change the trajectory of your path when you decide that it will. So, every single thing leading up till this moment, let it dissolve. And everything after this podcast, let it dissolve. Be in your body, be here now. And just calling in all healed ancestors and guides to the space to protect our channel. May this be for the highest timeline and good of all. May our transmission be a clean, clear channel. I have a dark red rose on the altar, bringing in Mary Magdalene. Been working with her so closely the past year and just even more intensely. um, as the divine feminine continues to rise and come out from hiding and bringing in the snow. It's a beautiful, fresh blizzard where I'm at. The purification of water and just the knowing that magic can show up in any form. Like water has so many forms. It can be in cubes, it can be in snow, it can be liquid, it can be in rivers, it can be the ocean. It's just like all these different forms.
Yeah.
And let's take one deep breath together, bringing in Pluto and Aquarius, the power of fixed air, the power of technology to connect us beyond physical location. So inhale through our nose, exhale out the mouth. The portal is open. I feel really called to begin with the pearls that you're wearing.
Oh my God. That's so funny. I was just guiding my group call for my projectors, just literally the call before this podcast, and I was guiding them through a meditation. And in that meditation, I had an image of me wearing pearls for the podcast, and I received the message, you have to wear pearls. So I find that so interesting that that's the first thing that you're asking me.
What do they mean? Is it a family necklace or like, yeah, what do the pearls mean?
This I bought in, I think I bought this necklace in Bali. They have some really beautiful, like beautiful pearls. But for me, the pearl is very special because my expertise is life purpose. And I work a lot with the gene keys with the pearl sequence. And the pearl sequence is the ripening of the purpose. So when you've activated your pearl, that's when you're living in the quantum field. You're living your purpose and abundance comes to you effortlessly. And the pearl, is a precious stone that takes a long time to be matured, to be created until it kind of opens and reveals itself. So it's like that higher frequency state of you working on discovering what is your purpose, bringing it into the physical 3D realm and actually creating something from it and then experiencing all of this abundance in your life thanks to it. So for me, the pearl is like really that culmination of purpose and abundance. So I love that you asked that.
Yeah, and it brings in the shamanism as well, too, because it's so connected to the earth. It's like a physical manifestation of that. And for everybody listening, I'm saying it right, Cecilia, in
You can
English.
call me Celia. Yeah, you can call me Celia if you want.
Ce-
Hmm.
Okay. Um, you specialize in human design, life purpose, shamanism, which we have in common. We're both projectors. Like, I would say, or I would ask, like, with the pearl sequence, I do not, so I understand human design. Basically, what I've done with human design, first of all, I believe projector, like, if you don't know human design, like you've got to. Like, that's like grade one for New Earth stuff. It's like, and also having a basic understanding of all types is important for us because we guide all types. Like, the other types don't really need to know about the other types in my opinion. Um, I wouldn't call myself an expert though, by any means. So or the gene keys, what is the pearl sequence like? Can you say more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So I love the gene keys as well, and it's part of my. I kind of combine human design and gene keys as one of my pillars. It is quite interconnected with human design because when you look at the chart, you see all these different numbers and the different gates. And all of those numbers actually correspond to gene keys. So when you go and look up that gene key, it's the same virtue as in that gate of the human design chart. So they just explain certain genetic expressions. And some of us, we have some of them activated, we have others. So we can also look up our gene key chart, which is a totally different chart. And there's different gene key pathways. So there's one that teaches us how to open our heart to romantic love, which is one I work with in another program that I have for soulmates. Then there's one where you do the pearl sequence, which is the activation of effortless abundance. And
Oh,
I'd love that you asked this, Adrian, because yeah, I know. Like when I first started doing Appa, I was like, I'll be honest, there were moments where I was like, Celia, are you just making this up? Because I was talking all the time about effortless abundance and like when you live your purpose, it'll be fine.
okay, I just gotta pause you. I feel that way too with like especially with what I'm being called to bring forward right now. Because it's like people in super logic land, they're like, show me the bullet points of what I'm gonna get from this mentorship. I'm like, that tells me you're not ready for the mentorship. It's like uh it's something different. Like, and also I believe, and maybe you can share if this resonates, but like when you're truly innovating, I think that's part of it. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, and I love that for you because as projectors, like you will just know something kind of intuitively before you might even be able to explain it logically, you know? So I love that you're going that pathway because that's just, yeah, that will say that you're really aligned. Um, but yeah, for the first year or maybe even two of doing APA, I was, I had imposter syndrome, of course, like anyone who's doing something new and scary. But then I found the Pearl sequence and I was like, oh my God, someone is explaining the very thing that I've just known, you know? And then so I studied it very deeply because I was like, now I actually have a pathway as well to explain what I mean when I say when you live your purpose, like money will come into your life in overflow and so effortlessly. And through the Pearl sequence, you can understand what are some of the shadows that might be blocking you? What are the actual steps we need to take to manifest this purpose within the 3D? And then the last pathway of the Pearl sequence is the pathway of the quantum. And that's when we step into the quantum reality where it's like it doesn't make sense anymore. And suddenly we have like, we just have like 100K month and we used to have like 20K months. So that's like really the magic of it, and everyone has a different unique expressions within that. So it's just very powerful too.
I love this. And people ask me because I've started multiple companies and they've all been successful because it has this purity. So just a little bit about me. I'm a 2343 single channel mental projector with I'm pure individual.
Mm,
So I don't fully know my gene keys. I know that intimacy is like a key word for me apparently, but
I love it.
this 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 is like the pure essence that underneath all of that. Like people are like, "Well, how did you start a successful company that was supposed to be in person during COVID and then it was still wildly successful?" I'm like, "I don't like I can give you an energetic playbook, but like it's like that thing that Shosh says. She's like, you won't know how you did it. You'll do until you do it and then you'll wonder how you did it." Like I'm like I literally just followed my intuition and followed my heart. Like it was a pure desire, but it's that soul purpose, that purpose. And it's like when you have that and you don't let it be tampered with, because there's a lot of interference right now. Like the moment people log onto social media, I'm like, if you believe in energetic hygiene, you got to have this on lock because like I've seen things come out of screens and touch people's heart field. It's like very intense. And that can alter your connection to your purpose because you
Mm,
can feel really pure and like clear with it. And then when you enter the field, it's like, like, so I just love what you're saying with the pearls too, because obviously it's a pathway within a system, which is good for the brain to latch onto, but also they're so beautiful. And like most of our ancestors wore pearls, like it was like just such a sign of abundance and from the earth. It's just so special.
mm,
And I actually was getting guided like a month or two ago to ask my mom about my Nana's pearls because my her mom has has a pearl necklace. And now
mm.
I'm like, now I really gotta ask for those.
It's your sign.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I think, many times we see jewelry maybe as some material, superficial stuff, but for me, they're like amulets and they carry certain frequencies. And even like diamonds, if you wear diamonds, it's some of the highest frequency you can wear. Like, of course, we don't want diamonds that have been, how to say, farmed in unethical ways, but like if you wear ethical diamonds, like that will take your channel just to the next level. So it's like jewelry is really powerful in these ways of just like giving us the frequencies.
I talk about that a lot. I'm Taurus rising and Libra moon.
Oh,
So
Taurus, luxury.
yeah, well, all of my rings, and this necklace, like I bought this when I went through my shaman initiation in this lifetime in Sedona, and
Oh,
it's turquoise with diamonds around it. This is a stone
amazing.
from Maui when I went there to be for an activation. And then when I led my retreat in Sedona, I bought this. But it's like talking about the abundance, it's like I'm wearing, and this is actually my grandma's diamond
Oh, wow. Amazing.
special. But I've gone into the store many times and tried things on, and I'm like, okay, this is, $5,000. And sometimes I won't have, like, there's been situations many times where I'm like, I don't have the money in my account today, but if I'm supposed to have it, I'll have it tomorrow. And I have it tomorrow. And then they have it on hold for me, and I go back within 24 hours, and I'm like, creator will bankroll what's correct when you are in your, like you say, your sole purpose.
I love that. I love that. Creator will bankroll what's correct. Yeah.
And creator will block what's not correct. Correct.
Yeah. Also true. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Such a different life when you just trust and you don't try and like force your way through things. And it's just so much more relaxing to just follow the path that's like there given to you.
Hmm. Yeah, so what would be what's a big pattern you're seeing right now that's going to unlock a deeper level of intimacy for people in their soul purpose?
A pattern, a
Mhm.
deeper pattern. So something they can implement, you mean, or
Just what are you sensing and seeing in your clients and the collective right now for like what's what's separating people from a more intimate path with their purpose?
yeah. Oh, beautiful question. Well, I think the major thing is just most people are unaware how incredible they are. They've been brainwashed and manipulated into thinking they're insignificant. They're just tiny players in this huge,
Hmm.
world. They have nothing to offer. So the biggest block is usually trauma and usually the ancestral trauma, the collective trauma, the karmic sediments, all of these things that just get their soul to not want to reside fully within their body. And so their gifts are not coming through. They're not, really delivering what they're meant to. So a big part of the work, I would say, is like that first we need to do that healing work so that your soul feels welcome to come back. And then your gifts are going to come through. And then people are going to start to realize like they have something truly incredible to give. And, this is a very nuanced process and very unique for everyone. And that's why, like, for instance, with the people I work with, like, there's not two people that have the same path, right? It's very different, everything they need. And they are a system like that can work more or less for everyone, but then they go more into some elements than others. But yeah, definitely the trauma healing work, and that's why it's like also the majority of what I do with my clients is that because their purpose is already there. Like there's nothing I really can do to tell someone this is your purpose. I mean, I can do human design reading and I can decipher their purpose from that. But if their soul is still not ready to land in their body, it's not going to come through, right? So, as you know, as a shaman as well, like it's very important part of the equation.
Yeah, and that's my I call it in my work and ecosystem, I call it the trifecta of transformation. And the first one is healing.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
healing, knowledge, and skill. That's what it is. And
Hmm.
everybody wants to jump to knowledge and skill. But I'm like, if you're dissociated, if you're not like, if you're just astral traveling away every day, it's not gonna work. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's how I invented my own breath work was I learned how to leverage my own nervous system to actually reset because I had, I think all of us, whether you've had it lived in this lifetime or past lives, nobody has to go very, very many lifetimes back to find deep physical trauma of all different kinds. And it lives in the body. And
Yeah.
something that I'll say till I'm blue in the face, but it's like your DNA and your subconscious, it controls 95% of your decisions. So you could
Hmm.
all the action, you could be doing all the things and it's not working. Why? Because 95% of you is saying like no, and you don't
Yeah.
even realize it.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Where are you in the world right now?
I live a little bit outside of Barcelona in a beautiful mountain called Montserrat. It's a little bit famous. People usually come to visit it. Um, yeah, Barcelona is. Have you been here?
I haven't, but I'm going to.
I love that. It's amazing, super special. I call it the European Bali because, of course, nothing is like Bali, but it has for me a similar vibe in the sense that there's so many different people. Creativity is like next level. The spiritual community is very beautiful, very deep, very, there's like, and the land is special. There's like, and you can find places where you can really feel like powerful energies. So, yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and you bounce between there and Bali. Is that your lifestyle?
Yes, right now. I'm going to Bali in just like a month's time again. So I'm excited to be back. Though I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with Bali, I'll be honest. But uh, but yeah, for now, Bali, I'm starting to go more to Thailand. So let's see how things go.
Yeah, that's what. So ever since 2023, when Pluto entered Aquarius, like I lived in Chicago for 10 years and I had like a whole different era of my life. And then I really, really just started walking like my shamanic path. And that's when I moved to Maui and I had similar, like sometimes the most powerful land, it just will kick your ass. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my God. Like, and I didn't even know that was my Pluto line until I got there. I, and it was literally right as Pluto is still on top of my natal Saturn. But like, when I tell you like the immense like death, like it's just tremendous. Honestly, sometimes I just laugh at how extreme. Like it's just like like this is so bad. I just gotta laugh.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I can imagine like the Pluto line with such a powerful land. That must be like almost too much, no?
Well, I left for a lot of different reasons, and I had a big thing come up shamanically. I was like, was I not a good steward of the land? Like, why is it not working here? Like, why is the land not receiving me? Like, I've been in
Mm.
ceremony, I've been in ritual. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I remember like crying on. It was like at the top of this huge cliff overlooking the ocean. I'm just laying on Gaia, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? And
Oh.
she was like, you didn't do anything wrong. She's
Mm.
It had a lot to do with the consciousness of the people on the land, and also like I went there for a death. So it was I'll definitely go back, but I'm curious what your experience was in that in Bali because that's a very real thing, like being being in right relationship with the land and like
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will say I've lived here now 11 years in Barcelona, and Barcelona is my Pluto line. So, the first long time was very difficult, but what I see now is now it's very abundant and overflowing. So I think the Pluto line was just like killing everything that was not true within me, and
um,
now I'm actually starting to just experience a lot of the benefits. What I still notice is being here is it allows me to just see anything that needs to be shifted within me. So I've kind of like learned to navigate a little more. Thankfully, Bali is my Jupiter and my Sun, and that's why I usually go there because it's like big expansion, but Bali is so intense. Like it's so intense for me. it kicks my butt every time. Like literally kicks my butt. I cannot be there for more than a month because everything, like I don't know how to explain it. Like maybe you know how it feels, Adrian, but it's like it feels like I go through like 6 years in 1 month of just like energetic shifts, and it's so, and I was like, what is up with this land? And then I think I saw somewhere that in Lemuria or something like that, that Bali used to be the place where all the karma was kind of dumped to be transmuted. So it's like a very powerful transmutation portal, and it's gonna speed up your karma. So it's like whatever is there, you're gonna see it, you know? And I know people who live in Bali for years and they end up with like mental illnesses and all kinds of things. I just feel like
Yeah.
for me, it's not a place where I could live really. I have to come when I need to, you know, go through something fast and powerful. And that's why I'm being called to go there again. And a part of me resisted so bad because I know, you know, what's coming. I know there's gonna be like, and of course I enjoy it also, you know, beautiful food and nature and all these things. But like at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get my butt kicked again. And
Uh,
then I come back home and then I reap the rewards from it and I get to go through the work and it really speeds up your trajectory, but it's not for faint of heart, I will say.
yeah. Yeah, that makes so much sense. And there's a link between Lemuria, like Maui is Lemuria as well. Like
Mm.
that's why I got called to go there. Like, um, and for me, like it was similar, just like so intense and just like I'm almost this like thrashing energy. Like it's wild.
Yeah, it is. I also read recently that both Hawaii and Bali are one of the few places on the planet that really restores your 12 DNA strands. So I think there's also related to it really just recalibrating you to that, you know, highest alignment, and of course that also means showing us some of the things that are in the way, right? But it's really powerful.
Yeah, it is really powerful. It is powerful and transformative. And that's something when because the retreats that I lead, I get assigned and I've had people come to Maui, done Sedona, doing Paris and Greece in 2026 and somebody was like, have fun on your trip. And I was like, I wouldn't really call it a trip. Like it's travel, but it's like it's not a vacation. It's an activation. Like it's like extreme cellular shift. Like everybody in my last retreat, like their whole life, including mine, is totally rearranged. So, for everybody listening, just listening to her story, my story, it's like you've got to go where you're called. Like if you're being called to certain land, even you probably have resistance to it. I've talked to a lot of people about Paris and people have resistance to it and I'm like, yeah, because you know that you got murdered there before. Like like there it's really important. And I think it's a big part of anchoring the light moving into 2027 is making sure we're getting on the land that we're called to get on. Um yeah, I would love to
Mhm.
hear you speak about heaven on earth and 2027 specifically because I literally like I was looking at the calendar and I was like, "Oh my God, 13 months till 2027." Like, wow.
Mhm. Yeah, it's wild. Like, honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. And I don't like to say too much what's gonna happen because, you know, always someone's saying, and then 2012 was also the year where the world was gonna end. And, you know,
Mm,
there's always something about something happening. But I definitely feel that a lot of shifts are. I mean, if you're just a little bit energetically sensitive, you will have felt in just the last few years that big things are happening, you know, and solar activity is through the roof, and the sun, you know, really controls our level of consciousness. It controls so much. Um, but it's going to be interesting because if things are going to be like the founder of human design said, then in the next year, we're going to see like there will have to be a sudden chaotic upheaval or change of some sort, right? Otherwise, we're not going to suddenly have a society where everyone will have to depend on themselves, which is what he said, that that's what's going to happen, right? He was a bit pessimistic, so I don't know if I really agree with his viewpoint, because the way he explains it, it was like it will be like the Middle Ages and like everyone is going to depend on themselves. I'm like, yeah, I don't think really that's what's going to happen.
I
But
think
Rob was,
projectors, because he was a manifester, I think that the
yeah,
projectors will be able to see, like, as things unfold. I'm really going to be looking to projectors. Like,
yeah,
I loved what you shared the other day on social media about how you surround yourself with projectors because that's what I do. Like, it's so important. It collapses time. And also, like, as a projector, like, being able to be seen, like, is so important.
yeah, absolutely. And this is also what Ra said, is that the deconditioned projectors will be the ones leading us into the new paradigm. So I think definitely we're going to see in the consciousness that people are going to want to withdraw from dependence on governments. And I also have a very strong feeling that around spring next year, we're going to have a global blackout. I think around April, May, that's going to last quite a while, maybe even up to a month. That's going to make everyone start to think about, how can I be more self-sufficient, and just like give everyone a break from the whole like bombarding of information that's constantly happening. And of course, also stir up some lives, because those that are not prepared for that are going to be like in panic, like no electricity, no nothing, no water, but it's gonna be like a reset, like COVID kind of thing. It's not 100%, but it's quite probable. So let's see, what happens. And I think that's gonna be some sort of shift that gets people to yeah, shift things. And then I could imagine that maybe there's going to be some alien disclosures as something that just shakes up like the whole collective, that gets people to realize that the agenda they have been fed their whole lives have been not the truth at all. Like there has to be something kind of big that would happen that would get people to shift, or it's just like such, maybe it's just like that some of us, we take timeline shifts and we come into a reality that's just a lot more sovereign. I really don't know. I know as much as everybody else, which is practically nothing, so I can only speculate. But I also get things in chunks, so now I'm just focusing on this blackout thing because I have a feeling that it will happen. And um yeah, so it's interesting times, that's for sure. Sometimes also scary. Like sometimes I'm like, what's gonna happen? Even for me, like safeties and
Ah,
securities are gonna, come up to question. So interesting times for sure.
yes, and everybody listening, like, this is why I wanted to bring her on the podcast because we had a brief exchange in the DMs one day about the blackout because I've seen the blackout through my third eye. And other oracles that I respect and trust have also had similar downloads. Okay, that's not a fucking accident. That, like,
Mm-hmm.
if people who have channels that are trusted and you respect are receiving similar information, like, that's why we've got to trust the Oracle more than anything, more than
Mm-hmm.
AI, more than the news, more than literally any kind of information. Like the thing I keep saying, I'm like, what's the real AI? Ancient intelligence. It's this. This is why every pharaoh had astrologers and
Mm-hmm.
and would have sages, which were probably, well, they definitely didn't have projectors back then, but like now they're going to be projectors of like
Mm-hmm.
advisors, like royal advisors. Because
Yeah.
here's something that I was studying the astrology in 2019 and I was looking at 2020 and I was like, I see financial instability. I see major restriction. Like I see tons of restriction and financial instability. And I started advising all of my clients. I was like, you got to diversify. You got to have an online presence. I don't know what's coming, but like something's coming. And so when March 2020 happened, they were able to pivot on a dime and they're all rich as fuck now because of the Oracle. So,
Mm-hmm.
so everyone listening, like worst case, you're like extra prepared and it doesn't happen. Like I just recorded an episode about how to thrive unconditionally in 2026. And one of the things is like you've got to be creating your own foundations for abundance, like fully unplugged. Because
Hmm.
the thing that people are gripping to, whether it's education, quote unquote healthcare, the government, social security, like um whatever is like has those like last few hooks that you're like you say you're unplugged, but you're actually gripping really hard, it won't even be there for you to grip onto. So
Mm,
um it's very exciting, but I also want to echo what you said about fear does come up because we are in a human experience. And so it's like that's when you get to be an energetic Jedi where you're like, okay, I'm here with Mother Earth. I have the ancient codes. I have my breath. I know how to feed my body from the earth. Um,
mm,
like that's that's so important. And then as well with like the trauma and everything, like if you know how to transmute energy through your field, that fear can come up and it can be you can be done with the whole process in 5 minutes.
yeah. So powerful. And what do you feel for next year then when you tap into it?
I really feel have you been getting a lot on like Three Eye Atlas just came into my awareness. People, a lot of people are talking about it. There's just like there's a lot more happening in the solar system, like a lot more. And I think we're being like our everybody's DNA and stuff is shifting right now. People don't realize it, but there's a lot
Mm,
of ascension symptoms and a lot more like thoughts are immediate right now. Like you can think it and then it's literally happening. What I feel for 2026, I definitely know that the blackout, like obviously I can't be 100% like you were saying, but like hearing your channel and hearing other people's channel, it makes me more confident in my channel of like there is going to be something where we get unplugged and it's like no banks, no phones, like even like having okay, your bank account with has digits that say you have this much money, like you won't be able to use it. Like so
yeah.
um I really view the next 6 months. Things are really, when I look at the astrology, things are going to be in like cocoon vibes till
Hmm.
mid-February. And then it's going
Okay.
to be like speed acceleration like never before, like similar to Atlantis and Lemuria, where it's like thoughts didn't become things. It was just I am. Like it's going to be closer to that existence. And obviously there's going to be like you were saying, a big turmoil. It'll be like there's gonna be like the accelerated path to heaven on earth that it's gonna take fortitude and discipline to use your free will to choose because the
Hmm.
toward like darkness and disconnection from creator is gonna get louder and more
Mm,
noisy. And it's like when something is dying and it's like crying out for its final gasping breaths and
mm,
it's like those hands of Hades like reaching up to grab you as it's going down. It's like it's gonna be very enticing to go into that chaos. Um
yeah.
I don't know exactly what it will be, but you know, it could be more war and I never ever want to incite fear. I'm a free will empowerment astrologer oracle. All of this is just information. It's like there's a popular saying like luck is when preparation and opportunity meet. And so it's like
Mm,
if you know the weather that's coming, you know how to dress, you know what supplies to.
hmm.
So that's really how I view this. And for Pluto and Aquarius, Pluto's power and Aquarius is objectivity. if we can keep a neutral gaze and be
Mm,
just look at it like, okay, these are the energies and these are the possibilities. Okay, this is how I'm going to stay in my power and be prepared. So like I think a lot of people, especially I'm American and I'm a global citizen, like I travel around all the time. However, I think a lot of people, especially in North America, we think that like these things won't come to our doorstep. Like
mm,
I think like an American Civil War or something like that is really possible, you know?
hmm.
And it's not a fear thing, but it's just like you were saying, sometimes things have to get really, really bad for it to shift. Um, so
Yeah.
that, and then it'll be interesting because no matter what's going on in the collective, if you're living your soul purpose, you can be in abundance.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And and also something that I love working with in that I learned from shamanism is this, we have the momentum tunnel. So there's like the highest probable outcomes, which right now could look like, a lot of the things that you mentioned. And then there's also the possible but not very probable outcomes, which at this point we could say, heaven on earth is possible for sure, because we know we have technologies, we have actually the knowledge, we have all of it to, within 6 months, build a very abundant and beautiful world for all living beings on the planet. We just need to focus on that possibility so that we can make it probable. And this is also what I have to remind myself many times, right? Because, for instance, back when the thing with Charlie Kirk happened, I really
Uh-huh.
did lose myself in the collective, like noise and grief and it was an interesting experiment because I could see like, wow, it's really so easy to get sucked into, like a lot of that emotional, mm, turmoil, if you want to say it like that, and that's really like the war that's happening is on our attention, right? Because we are the powerful creators. So also, like, even when I read the things from Ra, I'm like, yeah, but that's not what I want to create. Like, that's not what I believe is going to happen. I want to create heaven on earth because I know that that's a possibility, and people might call me delusional. Um, but that's also, I guess, like the timelines we can choose. Sorry, what?
That's a compliment in my book.
Yeah, I'm learning to come to terms with my delusional side because most of the things I've created in my life have totally happened from me just being absolutely delusional and not giving a shit about it, right? So I really still believe that there's this tiny possibility that we could do it in like a harmonious way. And
Uh-huh.
so I try and do my best in my work to go towards that. Of course, still, we all know from even from our own healing process, I'm sure you experienced like right before an old pattern finally clears, there is that final fight, right? And that fight is like the most difficult, or maybe like as difficult as getting started, but like, so there may be some elements of that, but like if we can keep our focus on that possibility, I think yeah, of course, with the information, because there is that difference between being like literally ignorant and just not preparing yourself for anything. Like, I have literally in my house food stock and water stock for like several weeks because I want to just, in case something happens, because then I can still sit in my bubble and focus on that, heaven on earth and not having to think, holy shit, like, how am I going to drink water? So we want to take care of ourselves and be informed and then use that piece we create, like, to focus on, okay, what is the world I actually want to feed with my mind, with my energy? Um, and if everybody just knew how powerful they are, I think, we would create this beautiful world so much faster. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and collective manifestation really is a thing. And I think about this a lot, because I get a lot of interesting feedback from people because I just don't participate in politics or like any of that because it is a distraction from my destiny. I've got to be keyed in, especially as a projector, which everybody listening, like, if you're not into human design, like, I would definitely go look up your type so you just have a basic knowledge. But projectors, we're here to guide energy. We don't have energy, we don't generate energy in our body. Like we're here to um see. Like our magic is in what we see. And I was thinking, like, I don't know why it came through so strong, but when I was in Paris, I was there for Bastille Day and they had fireworks on the Eiffel Tower, and it was like the entire city, like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people were focused on the Eiffel Tower, and it was this like art show. And the whole time I was like, what if the whole world was focused on art? Because everybody's like manifesting, we're like, wow. And it wasn't like it's like in the US when there's fireworks, like people are talking and people are like it's not like a reverent thing. But in Paris,
Mm,
it was like everybody was quiet and just like glued to the magic. And I was like,
wow.
wow, if we could do that, like we can accelerate and we can move quick. And what I really want to share, and I would love to hear your what you see on this as well, but like we can do that within our lives and within our micro climates and movements, like literally right now. Like you can have heaven on earth in your body right now. You can have heaven on earth in your aura right now, in your network, like it starts here. And the more people that create like, okay, in my world, in my life is going to be heaven on earth, the more people that do that, then we tip the scales, and then it's like it's inevitable, we will flip.
Yes, I love that. High five. Star Sisters. Yeah, absolutely, because that is the war that's happening, is the war on the and on humans' attention. And you know what? I don't like, saying dark side, light side, but there are the forces that are disconnected from source and they want to maintain their disconnection. What they're doing is trying to use humans' trauma for them to create another cataclysmic event like Atlantis Lemur. So they're actually feeding a lot of that Atlantean Lemurian trauma that people have in their fields. Why? Because they don't have creative power. So they need to use humans' creative power. And that's why it's so powerful for us. That's why the most important thing for humans to understand is that they are these powerful creators. And it comes back to the first question you asked me is like, what do you think is the main thing in the way of people's purpose? Well, it's the fact that they don't believe that they're powerful or valuable or that they have anything to give. And it makes me think of this. I did this Heaven on Earth movement back in a month ago or so, and we had a few calls, and there weren't that many people, but it was so powerful. And we were really focusing on like how can we create heaven on earth? What are some of the information we need to have about what's actually happening? What can we implement in our lives? We did lots of prayer, meditation. And one day after our second event, um, they signed a ceasefire in between Israel and Palestine, and I was like, that could be a coincidence, but also like the synchronicity was just like too, it was so beautiful, to see. And I'm like, we were 5 people on this call. Like, what if we could be 1,000 people on this call? What if we could be 10,000? And then we can really see that we don't even need that many people to actually to create that shift. So we need the crazy people like you and I who are, crazy enough to be pink glasses, believing that we can create something beautiful and let's put our energy towards that, and then we really do get to change the world. I believe so, at least.
Yeah. No, that's called shifting the grid. That's like I teach that, and like I'm like what you're saying about, the dark, I just say like dark forces. Like it takes a lot more energy for them to get like 1 gram of their agenda done than like if we get really focused with the light, because the light is the truth. The light is seer.
Mhm.
And with forgetting our power, like with all this, people are like, well, oh, I've got to vote this way or that way to change the world. And it's like, no, we've forgotten the fact that we can gather in prayer and actually
Mm,
make realities change, actually birth worlds. Like, like we can do that. It's so powerful. And I got emotional when you're saying that because it's real.
yeah. Yeah, it's so real. It's so beautiful. I even get goosebumps, and I have to remind myself. So thank you for the space for reminding each other of that as well. That's the beauty because now we amplify it within each other as well, and then it becomes even more powerful.
Mhm.
Um, when I did this Heaven on Earth movement, I found a study that was very powerful. A study they did in 1993 where they put, I think it was 2,500 people in Washington, D.C. to do prayer and meditation at the exact same time every single day. They were spread out. And they saw that during this time, I think they reduced like violent crime and deaths with like a significant percentage. And they saw that the more people they brought in, the more the crime and death was reduced. So we scientifically have seen actually that prayer and meditation, they were specifically praying for that, the peace, and when you have very intentional prayer and meditation, you influence not just yourself, but you influence like a lot of people around you. And we're talking about 2,500 people influencing more than 1 million people that live in Washington. So it's
Yeah.
very powerful.
It's powerful and it's magic. Magic is real.
Yeah.
Magic is real and I love that. I love something I love about New Earth and Heaven on Earth is how we just get to keep walking ourselves home to the truth and walking each other home like what you're saying, like reminding. It's like when you're around the correct people, you are reminded of the truth and your power expands.
Mm.
That's a huge thing for everybody listening to moving forward. Like, do a life audit. Who walks you home? Who helps you
Mm-hmm.
walk yourself home? And who makes you question that home? Like, that's all
Mm-hmm.
you need to know. That's
Mm-hmm.
just like one way you can automatically up level everything.
Yeah, I love that. Mm. Yeah. And something I also reflected a lot upon, like in the last months or so, was like, this idea of evil and darkness. And I kind of came to this conclusion within myself that, maybe someone else will resonate or it will be beneficial for someone out there. So I just have a feeling to share it is that when I really feel into it, like darkness is just, very distorted light, or it's like it kind of separated. And at the core of it, it actually wants to come back to the light, but like we can see it as very rebellious children or whatever it might be. If you have an animal that's been traumatized, they're very aggressive. Um, so they fight for their own independence, which is really they have no energy. That's why they must be parasitical or use our energy or other people's energy in order to create. But like it wants to come back to the light also. It actually does. So, and that helps me because then I feel like I'm not fighting a war. I'm just like actually, doing the highest good and remembering that it also wants to just integrate with God back again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's powerful. And it makes me think of Kuan Yin specifically because she went through so much and she was very aggressive because of her trauma. And it took years of deep healing and compassion and water medicine for her to come back into her body. And she was like, it took a lot of patience for the people holding her and just like the way I study Kabbalah and they call it the opponent in Kabbalah, where it's like a dark angel, but it's actually an extremely advanced angel disguised as darkness to expose us to our free will choice points.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, this is like because darkness is just it's just an illusion. And so it's like, are you going to choose the illusion and the instant gratification and the chaos and the pain, or are you going to use your free will to choose the light, literally no matter what? And so,
Mm.
from a Kabbalistic perspective, it's like darkness is actually the light in disguise, designed
Mm.
to bring up any negativity that's within you so you can keep accelerating for the light. So, I think all of these pathways are really important because then we don't get into any type of like darkness ourselves, separation ourselves, because if you know there's a lot of dehumanizing that happens, I think even subconsciously, because when certain behaviors are going on, it's like, well, I'm not that, like I am
Mm.
not that. And it's like, okay, the behavior maybe not, however, like they are a piece of God source energy. Like
Yeah.
so it's a slippery slope.
Mm.
So I like that we're talking about it, and I think it's important. And everybody listening, just try on the perspective, whatever one anchors you into the truth of source. It's important for how we're navigating this current iteration.
Yeah, for sure. Hmm.
Well, thank you so much for this conversation. It feels so luscious and angelic and I don't know, it just feels so nourishing. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your codes with us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's just when two projectors come together, it's powerful and we go down the rabbit hole and I love it. This is exactly the codes that people need. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much for, yeah, having had me here. And I really hope that this will benefit and touch a lot of beautiful souls out there.
Yes, I'm sure it will. And if people want to connect more with you specifically on like human design or really if they just want to be tapped into your world, like what's the best way that they can do that?
Yeah, I have my Instagram. I'm very active there. It's I am Angel Celia. And I also have a YouTube channel where I post very down the rabbit hole videos. So if you like to go there, then definitely you're gonna see a lot of stuff, all from aliens to,
Mhm.
what's gonna happen in 2027, Atlantis, Lemuria, you name it. And also have quite a few master classes for like every different human design type for you to understand like how can you live your purpose. And they're all free so people can like plug in, start to know about their purpose, which I think, with AI coming in and everything, it's like the time right now to start to understand what's your unique essence. Because AI will never be able to copy or replicate that. So
No,
yeah.
and AI literally got my astrology wrong 3 times in a row. And I'm like, this is basic shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not advanced at all at this point. It does so many mistakes, but yeah.
I want to ask you another question
Yeah.
that you're here. What do you think is going to happen with social media? Are you getting anything about it right now?
Well, I'm really not sure. Again, there can be like a lot of probabilities that kind of shift in and out with timelines, but of course we're gonna have the blackout. Or not, of course, maybe. It's quite probable, but it would be nice if we don't. But if it's needed, then we trust the intelligent future knows. Of course, that's gonna shut off social media for a while. Um, and then I'm not sure what's gonna happen when it comes back. I don't know if it comes back as it was. It could be, that it comes back and then people really see the people who were talking about this stuff that was going to happen. And then obviously that's going to bring a lot of attention to those people because it's like, wow, they knew that this was going to happen. And we didn't know. Um, yeah, it's right now, of course, it's just an amazing tool for us to be able to share our medicine. But I also, as you say, I do see that the dark forces try to infiltrate it a little bit. Um, but still, you can just be sovereign and choose where you place your attention. That's really what it's all about. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure. I hope we continue to have it because it's amazing tool for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking here today.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I've been getting guided to take a step back, not to fully not do social media, but to pour my energy pretty much primarily into the podcast because of the clarity of the channel and the depth.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. It's like with the attention, like getting very clear on why am I going here? Am I going here to numb or am I going here to contribute for art to like be in my purpose, like all of that, and then exit, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I totally get you. I love my social media. Like I'm very, very active there at this point. I do sometimes get lost in the loophole of vegan recipe reels, but or dance videos, but it's like it's okay. Like then I get some inspiration, something
Yeah.
I can do.
Well, and that's the
Um,
thing too. Something that I decided I'm like, Instagram is my playground for being found. Like it's just a play.
mhm. Yes, and for us as projectors, it's an amazing playground because it's one way that we can like actually talk without an invitation, and then people can come and like see if they resonate with it, and it doesn't go against our design. So for projectors, it's really amazing because it's a way that we can call in invitations more effortlessly. So yeah, I love it in that sense.
Amazing. Well, I have one final question. This podcast is called A Better World with Adrian. So, what is your definition of a better world?
Oh, I love this. I love this. Thank you for creating that, Adrian. My definition of a better world is a world where everybody lives their purpose, because I like to say that every life purpose activated is a step on the staircase to heaven on earth, because everybody's unique codes through their purpose are like, the unique codes of a bee or a butterfly and the synergy of nature. It creates a whole that's harmonious, abundance, and in synergy. So that's the vision I have of the world. Everybody having their soul fully integrated, living their purpose, and like that, we live in heaven on earth. So, yeah.
Wow. I love that. Amen. All I have to say is amen.
Amen. Yes, let's do it. Heaven on earth, here we come.
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
yeah, I want to share that now that you mentioned. Thank you for reminding me. I just recently created a free Heaven on Earth movement where we're going to do monthly meditations. Like everything's going to be totally for free. But I want to do this because the prayer and meditation is so powerful, right? So for anyone listening who feels like they want to be part in creating this, you're more than welcome to come join. And we're going to have like once a month something happening. So yeah, like
Amazing.
that. We can speed it up, hopefully.
Yeah, and as everybody can tell, like my mission and Celia's mission, like we're on the same mission. It's all the same. So I'm so excited
Yeah. Yeah,
and
maybe you should come in there sometimes and guide a meditation if you want to, or be part of the,
love that.
yeah,
Or do breath work. Breath work is my song.
yeah.
So
Okay, that could
yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah. Wow. Well, the links to everything will be in the show notes for everybody listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, go out there, be the change, be the light, be the real you, make a stranger smile because it charges the whole field. You have no idea what people are going through. And
Mm,
I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrian.
amazing. Thank you.